Hello, teachers, students, mentors. Welcome back for the session number 5 of India AI Tinkerpreneur. We are here with us with your favorite mentor, as stated in the post as well, Mr. Kiran Kumar HS. He is the regional mentor of change of Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog, and an independent consultant and strategic advisor as well. First of all, very warm welcome, sir, for the session number 5.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you very much,
students,
Shubham.
teachers, mentors, all of you might have undergone the session number 1 to session number 4, which was largely taken up by Intel Youth, AI for Youth mentors. There you learn about basics of AI, domains of AI, the Orange data mining tool, statistical data, and many more. Hope you all have undergone those session contents on the portal, as well as attempted the quiz as well. Starting from here, we are coming on to much of the practical aspects of AI, how you can use AI to build your products and the projects. We'll have two special sessions, the session number 5, which is today, and the session number 6, which is scheduled on Thursday, both with Mr. Kiran Kumar to understand how you can leverage certain AI tools to solve some real world problems and make your impact project as well. So today we will be learning around 20 AI tools. Isn't it overwhelming? Isn't it very good to learn those AI tools? So stay tuned with Mr. Kiran Kumar as you learn these tools. And we hope that you all will be coming with some exciting products of AI and AI enabled products. And just to reiterate, for all of you, it is mandatory to take 80% quizzes, which is 8 out of 10 quizzes, to be eligible for at least a participation certificate. So hope all of you are due diligently taking up all the content resources and quizzes in due time in serial wise manner. And today, after this session, we will also be enabling the content of session number 5 and the quiz of session number 5 as well. So without further ado, I am passing on to Mr. Kiran Kumar to have this session, sir. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Shubham, for giving me an opportunity to share some of my knowledge about AI tools. And I'm very happy and excited to be connecting with many of the students, teachers, mentors again after a long time. And so it's, yeah, in fact, I would say that I have learned a lot in actually preparing the AI tools for the Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp. Not just me, but many of the Tinker champs you might know about. They have also contributed a significant amount of their digital skilling tutorials, especially in the AI tools for this year's Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp. So what I'm going to do today is to do a quick run through of what we are offering you in terms of AI skilling and show you a few examples. I won't be able to run through all the 20 skills and show you how to accomplish them. We have detailed tutorials put together by our Tinker Champs. So please go through those tutorials for step-by-step instructions. But however, I'll show you a few examples. So with that, let me get started. I'll share my screen and then we'll start off. Shubham, if you could just give me a confirmation whether you're able to see my screen.
Yes, sir. Perfectly coming up.
All right. Okay. So thank you. Thank you once again. So this today's session is about AI skills for developing digital products. We have one more session coming up, which is 3 days from now, which is on 26th of June. There I'll be again covering session 6 details. There we will be talking about digital skills for developing AI enabled products. Okay. There are two different types of products that you can build in this bootcamp. So in today's session, I'm going to be talking about how you can use AI technologies, AI tools and technologies to build digital products. Okay, this is more suitable for students who are new to AI and they are at a beginner level. The one the coming up session, which is on 26th, that will be more suitable for students who have already done a bit of tinkering. Probably they are familiar with some of the programming skills, simple things like HTML programming, JavaScript or Python programming, if they've done a bit of that, and if they're familiar with, let's say, some of the hardware resources available in the ATL, sensors, actuators, Arduino, Node MCU, things like that, or if you have played around with the robotic kit, you can work with the session 6 tutorials. Okay, all right. So just to let's do a quick recap of what all of you have learned in the previous 4 sessions. Over the last 10, 12 days, I think you've got a broad understanding of artificial intelligence, right? So some of the speakers in the previous sessions, they introduced you to the concept of artificial intelligence, how AI can be used in various areas, how AI can be used in everyday life. They give you lots of examples. They told you how actually behind the hood, how AI actually works, and what are the different types of AI, what are the different types of data, and where can you source the data, what are some of the public sources from where you can actually get the data sets, in fact, to do some of your statistical analysis, like the one you learned with Orange tool, right? And you are also introduced to the domains of AI. I think the previous speakers talked about 3 major domains. One is statistical data analysis, computer vision, and also natural language processing. I hope many of you have attended these sessions and you're familiar with them and familiar with these concepts. Because it's always good to have the foundational theoretical understanding first. Of course, you can always play around with tools and technologies, but to have a broader understanding, you also need to have some theoretical basis to what you're going to learn. And also you learned about AI ethics, what are the things to do and not to do kind of things. You also learned about the project lifecycle, which had the 6 phases, right from problem scoping to data acquisition, data exploration, modeling, evaluation, and deployment of the entire solution. So you learned all of these. So what are we going to learn today? So there are many things I'm going to be covering in today's session. Although it might look like, okay, there are 14 steps here. It's not too much. I'm going to cover it in as quickly as possible. At the same time, I'm not going to go too much into the technical details, but I'll leave that for you to explore, because we have detailed tutorials which will tell you how to acquire every single skill. Okay, so first and foremost is like, how do you have acquired knowledge about AI, but now it's time to put your knowledge to practical use. To put it to practical use, you also need to acquire skills in AI. So that's what we are going to mainly focus on. And we will also discuss what are some of the top 5 reasons for acquiring AI skills, and what are the specific skilling areas in Tinkerpreneur 2025. And I'll also show you the list of skills that we are covering in session 5 and session 6. I'll also give you a few examples, as I mentioned earlier, a few examples of AI tools and how they work. You'll get a first-hand idea of how simple and easy AI is compared to some of the tools that probably have used in the past. For those students who have attended Tinkerpreneur in the past, probably if the skill took you, let's say, an ebook skill or a podcasting skill took you 30 minutes or 45 minutes to complete, you will be able to do it in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maximum 15 minutes. So that's the kind of productivity you will achieve with AI. And we'll also talk about some of the steps for acquiring AI skills. I'll walk you through all the 20 digital skills, AI tools basically, and how we can put your AI skills to practical use. Here we will focus more on the products that you can build, what kind of products can be built. We'll also distinguish between AI developed products versus AI enabled products here. I'll give you some 2, 3 examples of AI products as well. Finally, we will take up some frequently asked questions that you may have, and also some instructions and tips on how to use the AI tool, what are the challenges in using AI tools. So these are some things which are very important. So I kept the most important instructions to the very end. So please make sure that you stay through the entire session. If you have a notebook and a pen or a pencil, keep it ready, because you can take some quick notes as we make progress through the session. All right. Okay, I hope all of you are excited, super excited. I am super excited. I hope all of you are excited as well. Okay, now the first topic. So if you have seen in the earlier several days, you have acquired acquired knowledge about AI technologies, right? That's what the previous 4 sessions focused on. and we did a quick recap also. But now, today, we are at a stage where we need to move beyond the knowledge and also acquire skills in using some of the AI tools. Why are we doing this? Because with the knowledge and the skills put together, you will be able to build some AI developed or AI enabled products and take it to the market. This is going to come from 30th June onwards, where you're going to start building the product, uh, put together a business model, learn about marketing campaigns, selling techniques, pitching, all of those, all the entrepreneurial topics which are going to still come in this boot camp. That is part of the step 3. Right now, we are in step 2, where you're going to acquire some of these skills in using AI tools. So this is where we are. We are in step number 2 today. Okay. And before we actually jump into the tools itself, why should we acquire these skills? You might wonder, why should I acquire these AI skills? What's in it for me? Right? So let's answer these basic questions first. So first of all, if you see, AI is becoming very pervasive. It's everywhere in all the fields, all the domains, all the industries. It's AI is touching every aspect of our life. So it's so more and more everywhere we are seeing adoption of AI technologies. So soon it will be very tough to live without it. Like if you see, like some 15 years back, there are no 15, 20 years back, there were no smartphones. But then once the smartphones are come, it has become part and parcel of our lives today, right? And it's very difficult to even live one day without a smartphone and access to the internet. So it's become so pervasive today. Smartphones have become so pervasive, and AI is becoming like that. Soon, for every single task, whatever you want to do, you will be using AI. Whether you are aware of it or not, you will be using AI. So that is one of the reasons we need to keep pace with the changes that's happening and what's becoming more and more prevalent. The second reason for you to learn about AI is because you can become a creator. You don't have to just remain a consumer of technology or technology-based products. So it makes it a lot easier, especially for school students, to bring out your creative juices. So you can get creative. If you're aware of some tools and technologies, you can start building your own little products, building your own websites, building your own chatbots. You can do very interesting things, and you can build cool stuff, and you can show them off to your friends, to your family members, relatives. They'll say, "Wow, wow, what has he or she built? This is really amazing." And you don't necessarily have to understand technology. In the earlier days, you had to understand a lot of technology to build something. Today, AI makes it lot easier for anybody to build or create things. So you don't have to understand the technology beneath the hood. And another important thing why most people are using AI today is because it makes it easier to do things. You can do more, you can achieve more productivity in less time. Even for your school exams, tests and exams, you can use AI as an assistant to brush up on your subjects. Uh, Probably if you don't understand some topic, you can always go to ChatGPT, ask it to clarify. You can have a conversation with it. You can learn better, and you can ace the exams. It actually helps you with your exams itself, with your academic subjects also. So you can be using it for a variety of reasons. And you can innovate faster. If you're an ATL student and you want to be tinkering and innovating, AI tools or AI skills will help you solve everyday problems and build solutions much easier, much faster than ever before. And you can take your products to the market. If you want to build an app, earlier with some of the tools that we had introduced, it would take you several weeks to build an app. But today with an AI app, you can have a basic version ready in just a few minutes. And after that, you can just customize within a few days instead of weeks and months. Within a few days, you can have a running app which you can take it to and start selling. So that's the power of AI. And it's a must-have skill. All the future careers, everything we do will require AI, right? Because AI is becoming so pervasive. Everybody is using AI, and we need to start acquiring skills now at an early stage. And if you build your AI muscles now, you will be able to get ahead of the curve and be more competitive in an already hyper competitive world today, right? So these are some of the 5 reasons I thought you should acquire AI. And if you're still thinking about whether AI is for me or not, it's definitely AI is for everybody. There's no question that AI is only for somebody and not for somebody else, right? Okay. Now let's get on to the skilling part. What are we acquiring? What kind of AI skills are we acquiring in Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp? If you see, I've classified some of the skills into these areas. One is content creation, natural language processing. I'm sure you have heard about natural language processing in the previous sessions. Natural language processing is basically you can interact with computers or systems in any, so let's say in English or a Hindi or a natural language that humans are more conversant with and they can easily speak. You don't need a programming language. You don't need some specific way of interacting, which you have to learn. You can just speak in English, plain English, and the AI system will be able to understand and respond to you back in your own language also. Those are the natural language processing areas. And virtual assistants and chatbots. You're familiar with ChatGPT. That's one of the AI chatbots. And there are also businesses use virtual assistants for a variety of applications. They again use natural language processing behind them. And they are also connected to a lot of data sources, what we call as large learning models or small learning models, whatever it may be. They're connected to the data. They take the data, they take your question or query or prompt, go find out the answer, come back and speak to you in your own language. So that's what virtual assistants and AI chatbots do. And computer vision is another area where you will use, let's say, images or photos or videos, and using that, you can make some sense. You can AI can figure out whether it can detect an object or it can recognize a face, and based on that, you could take some action. So you could build. You can acquire skills in these areas. Data analysis, machine learning. These are some of the things that you learned in the previous sessions. Statistical data analysis using Orange tool. The sentiment analysis that you learned using Orange tool also comes under this. And in addition to that, this year we are also offering you some skills in using AI in combination with Internet of Things technologies. You are already familiar with all the sensors, actuators, Arduino, Node MCU, microcontrollers in your ATL. So we are going to show you how you can integrate AI with these kind of things to build AI and AIoT applications. And we'll also show you how to integrate your an artificial intelligence model with robotics or robots, which you probably can build in, which you probably are already building in your ATL, or you would like to build in your ATL. So these are some of the broad areas that we'll be covering in this bootcamp. Specifically in session 5, we will be covering most of the content creation tools we'll be offering in session 5. The 20 skills that we're offering is all mostly out of 20, I think 17 are related to content creation, and 1 or 2 or 3, the remaining ones will be fall under natural language processing and virtual assistants to some extent. But in session 6, we will be covering again natural language processing more from a programming perspective. You will also get to build your own AI chatbot using Google Gemini APIs. You will do data analysis, statistical data analysis using a tool called Julius AI. You will do computer vision using Teachable Machine, and then you will integrate some of these things with the ThinkSpeak Internet of Things platform, and you will also be integrating Teachable Machine with a robot. So all of these will be covered in session 6. Okay, so I hope it's clear so far. And how are we doing on time? So, okay, it's almost 20 minutes now. So I need to rush through to make sure that we finish on time. So these are some of the key skills, the 20 skills that we talked about. These are the 20 skill areas. If you have attended the Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp, you'll recognize many of these skills, because even last year we offered pretty much more or less the same skills. But the key difference is the tools that you're going to use to acquire these skills. Last year you had at least we had a mix of AI and non-AI skills. Non-AI were more than AI skills. This year, all the skills you're going to learn with AI tools. Of course, we have also made available non-AI tools within the same tutorial. If you are interested in learning the non-AI tools, you are most welcome, but we would encourage you to learn AI first. Okay, and if you have more bandwidth, you can also explore other tools. So So you can create QR codes, data input form. You can create an image from a text. You can create photo collages. You can compose music. You can create a blog or a presentation deck. You can author an ebook or create an animation video. You can create comic strips. You can create computer games, 3D models. You can do 360-degree virtual tours. You can even create podcasts, websites, mobile apps. You can even build Arduino circuits. And of course, if somebody is not familiar with ChatGPT, you can always learn this called Converse with ChatGPT. You can also build a chatbot, a simple chatbot, which uses AI, and also a virtual assistant using Amazon Scale Blueprints tools. Okay, so these are the skills that we will be covering in session 5. But for the sake of your curiosity, let me also just give you a brief glimpse into what we are going to cover in session 6. As I said earlier, we are going to be covering computer vision applications, skilling in these areas, computer vision applications, natural language processing, statistical data analysis. You can build a Gen AI chatbot using Google Gemini APIs, AI and IoT application, AI, IoT, and robotics, all of these. So if you see, some of these things will require you little bit of programming skills, little bit of HTML, JavaScript, or Python programming. Even if you don't have the skills, you can still learn because the tutorials give you every instruction that you need to do. If you just follow the tutorial as is, you will be able to actually accomplish all of these. You can actually acquire all the skills. But if you want to really understand how you are using that HTML, JavaScript, or Python, it's good to have some knowledge about them. But of course, you can always take help from your mentors or teachers if you don't understand certain things. But I'll talk about session 6 in more detail in the next when we get to 26th of June. So this is just a brief glimpse. Now, let me give you a few examples. We have talked about the 20 AI tools, right? Now I'll give you 4 examples. You will understand how easy or how simple it is to build something or create something with AI tools. Okay, I'll just take 4 tools and demonstrate how, or I'll show you how it can be done. I'm not going to do a live demo, but you will see very quickly how simple it is. The first one is about composing music. In the earlier years, we had introduced tools like SongMaker, right? And maybe some of you have even tried tools like AIVA. This year, we are also introducing an additional tool called Suno.ai. This is a fantastic tool. It's so simple. Of course, SongMaker is simple, very simple, but it has its limitations. You can do only so much. But with Suno, you can Suno.ai, you just have to describe what kind of song you want. If you see the screen, as soon as you log into Suno.ai or Suno.com, you will get a screen something like this, and you just have to type what kind of song you want. For example, I type, compose a song about my grandma. Okay, as soon as I type that and hit enter key or click this create button, the music, including the lyrics and the background music, everything is created within a second, within a minute, under a minute. And this tool gives you 2 samples of the song about grandma. Okay, and both are listed here on the right side. As soon as I hit this create button, 2 songs are created with different, maybe one with male voice, one with female voice, or different styles of singing and things like that. So all you have to do is click the play button and boom, your song is ready. It's so simple. You don't have to struggle with a lot of things. You don't need to even figure out which musical instruments to use and things like that. You just have to describe in one sentence of a few words. That's it. Your song is created instantly. So this is the power of AI. And of course, these tools give you some more, they allow you to even customize this music. Once you hear the basic music that it has produced, you can always go and edit the music. You can compose it. You can add some more customization text. You can say, no, I want it to be a slow song or a fast song. I want it to be a disco or a rap or whatever. And it changes the music accordingly. And if you want to change the lyrics, you can always also change the lyrics. So all these are possible with these kind of tools. So it's a fantastic, very simple tool that you can try it out. Okay. And all these tools will be available right after this session for you to look at. The tutorials will be available. You can just browse through and start with any tool, any skill that you want to acquire. So it's so simple with this, right? Example 2. This is, let's say you want to create a 3D model. Earlier, we had introduced you to, in the last Tinkerpreneur bootcamp, we introduced you to two tools, Tinkercad code blocks and Tinkercad 3D models. And of course, there are more complex 3D models, but for school students, Tinkercad was definitely a good tool. But we have an even better tool now. It's called Meshy.ai, MESHY.ai. If you go to this website, you will be able to create a 3D model in just an instant. Again, as soon as you log into this tool, Meshy.ai, you will be asked to create a simple description or a prompt of what kind of 3D model do you want. For example, I like airplanes, so I said create a 3D model of a Boeing 787 Dreamliner aircraft, the same model that actually crashed in Ahmedabad recently. But I wanted to see how this actually plane looks like. So I just typed this. I was curious. I wanted to create a 3D model of this. So I just typed the text here, and then I went to the bottom of the screen and clicked on generate. And within a minute, it created this 3D model that you see in the front. This is the Boeing 787 Dreamliner aircraft, right? So this is how it looks. And actually with your mouse, you can rotate it. You can see it in different directions from the top view, bottom view, left side, right side, front view, everything you can rotate and see. And you can even download the model, which you can actually feed it to a 3D printer, and it can actually print the 3D printed version of a 3D model. And you can create any type of all sorts of 3D models in an instant with these kind of tools. It's so simple. Just all it takes is 1 minute or less than a minute. It probably takes 20-30 seconds to create a 3D model like this. So now imagine how challenging it was for you to build a 3D model in the earlier years. Now it's so simple, right? Of course, there are certain limitations of AI tools. In some cases, they do a good job. In some cases, they may do part of the job, and the rest of the job you need to customize. So we'll see one more example which requires some customization. This is about creating a photo collage. There's a tool called Adobe Express. This is also a very simple tool. You can actually create photo collages very quickly. But again, what you need to do here is you go here and you can type a description saying that what kind of photo collage you want or what kind of photo collage template do you want. Because a photo collage is something in which you put photos, and those photos are your own photos. You can create your own photos, or you can allow the tool to put its own photos. Either way is possible. A template is something in which the photos are already pre-filled, which you can always customize. So what we typically do when we create a photo collage is we just have to say, I want a photo collage template. So you basically type this and you say, I want a photo collage template with red and white flowers, okay, dazzling in the bright sun. That's all you need to type. And you click the generate button on the right side here, and the photo collage is generated. At least the template is generated with some flowers and white and red flowers and things like that. And if you don't like this, you can always click this button at the bottom. There is one more blue button here, generate more results. If you click this, it will generate a few more templates, few more templates of photo collages. And you can keep generating as much as you want. And if you can finally select whichever template you like, and you can further customize it. You can add your own photos into it, or you can change the layout, you can change the design, whatever you want to do further, you can always do it. So in this example, the AI does some of the job and you have to do the rest of the job. That is how some of the AI tools work, right? So this is a third example. I hope all of you are following what I'm saying. These are so simple. You will actually really love this. If you have not used any AI tool, you will really love. Once you get hooked to this, you cannot leave it. Actually, I personally have got hooked to the Suno tool. I can keep creating music. I enjoy that tool very much. And now let's say you want to create a mobile app. How much time did it take you to create a mobile app if you attended the Tinkerpreneur last year or before last year? You'll have to design every screen. You have to put drag and drop all the elements, the text boxes, the labels, the buttons, whatever you needed to put, you had to do it manually. But all of that is gone now with AI. There is this tool. Flutter Flow, we can use this tool. Of course, many other tools are there. They also have AI capabilities in them now. In this bootcamp, we are offering you this flutterflow.ai tool or .io tool. You just go to this tool, open it, log in, and again, you have to just type a small description of what kind of mobile app do you want. Or you can say, I want these kind of screens in my app. This is what my mobile app has to do. And these are the kind of screens I want. And boom, you just click the generate or create button, and the tool generates your mobile app. At least the skeleton of your mobile app is ready. So if you see here in this example, it has already created the home screen. It's like Soul Nest or something. And it also has a button. You click it and you go to it shows you more screens like this. Okay, it has created a dashboard screen like this with its own some buttons and some icons. And if you click one of them, it actually opens another screen in which you have multiple musics and things like that listed. The actual music itself may not be there in the app, but you can always link it, or you can add the music also. So again, this is an example where AI does some of the job. It creates a skeleton or a template, or it does, let's say, 40-50% or 60% of your job. And the rest of the job involves customizing it, adding some content to the skeleton that has already been generated to complete your app. But overall, if you see, AI reduces the work of building an app substantially because all the screens are automatically created. If you don't like the screens, you can always change it. But it gives you a default. It gives you something to start off with. Instead of spending days or weeks or months building an app, you can be doing it in very short period of time. And you could be taking your app, building the app, and even putting it on App Store or Play Store and generating money before your competition can even catch up. So that's the power of AI. So I've given you these 4 examples. I hope you realize the value of AI, how easy and how simple it is. AI is not something to be scared of. It is very simple. It's almost like magical in some cases. It's so beautiful. It's so liberating. It actually brings out your creativity. You will start enjoying it. Once you get hooked to AI, you'd never want to use any other tools because it's so amazing. Okay, so whether you're in class 6 or class 7 or class 10 or 11, 12, or even you're a college student, please do learn this kind of AI skills because it's going to be really worth the effort of learning all of these. Okay, now I've given you 4 examples. Now I'll show you how to acquire those 20 skills that I talked about. What exactly you need to do to acquire each of the skills. So this is a 3-step process. For every skill, all the 20 skills, we have 3 steps for you to acquire the skill. The first step is we will give you 3 buttons for each AI skill. We'll display each AI skill, and within each AI skill, you will find 3 buttons. First button will help you learn the basic concepts. The second one will give you a tutorial using which you can actually acquire the AI skill using an AI tool, one or more AI tools. And finally, the third button, if you click, it will tell you how you should share your digital creation, your AI creation with your mentor and get some feedback and suggestions. Okay, so are you ready for this now? I'm going to run through all the 20 skills very quickly and you will see how it looks. And after the session is over, you will actually see those things made available on the Tinkerpreneur portal. So wherever you enrolled, if you go to the same session number 5, click on that enroll button and it will show you 3 options. See the recording of the session. The second thing is view learning resources. When you click on the learning resources, you will actually see the set of slides that I'm going to show you now. Okay. And the third button, of course, is take a quiz. So you already know how to take the quiz. So I'm not going to talk about that. So this is the walkthrough of the 20 AI skills. I'll quickly run through. I don't have much time to explain every single thing, but yeah, this is the first skill. Okay, so I'm going to see if it's like this. Okay, so first is QR code skill. This is the simplest skill. And if you see, there is a brief description of what QR code is, so that when you read this, you will understand what this QR code means or what a photo collage means. And then there is a picture also which shows you how a QR code looks like or an artistic QR code looks like. And there are 3 buttons, as I said. there's a learn button, and there's a create button, and there is a share button. Okay. And so if you click the learn button, it will take you to the self-learning resource um, where you can actually learn more about this particular skill. Okay, what is QR code and things like that. And if you click on the create button, it will take you to the tutorial, and the share button will give you instructions on how to share it with your mentor. Okay, so let me click the learn button first, or let me first explain what is QR code. A QR code is basically a two-dimensional barcode. All of you are familiar with barcode. And I'm sure most of you already know what a QR code is, because you use that in your UPI payments. When you have to make some Google Pay or Phone Pay payments, you scan a code, right? That is the QR code. That's all. And the QR code basically can be encoded in such a way that it can contain text or phone numbers or hyperlinks, so that when you scan that QR code, it can take you to some website or do something or make a phone call or give you some information. All that is possible in a QR code. If you want to learn more, you click this learn button, and it's going to open the browser, and it's going to download the slide deck. Okay, so this is a slide deck, generate a QR code. And if you scan through it, skim through the slide deck. So what we suggest is we ask you to first read this deck before you actually start skilling, because you'll have a good understanding of what this particular skill is, what a QR code is. Then you use an AI tool to generate a QR code. Okay, how do I create a QR code? What information can be embedded in a QR code? What happens when you scan? All of these are given. There's very little text to actually to read. It's not pictorial. Okay. So how can I create my own QR code? What tools can be used? Everything is given here. How do I create an artistic QR code? Maybe which is a QR code with a sandwich in it. Okay. Uh, so things like this. And finally, there's one last slide in which there is an activity. Create your own QR code. It gives you a series of steps. It also tells you what tools can be used, and it tells you can create a QR code using GUI.ai, which is an AI tool. If you so we suggest that you try this first, the AI tool. And if you don't want to use the AI tool, you can also use the QR code monkey, which is a normal tool. But we would encourage you to first try out the AI tool, and if you have more time, you can also try the non-AI tool here. Okay, this is more for completeness sake. We have given you both options, but first try the AI tool. Okay, all right. So this is what you need to learn initially. And now coming back to after you learn what QR code is, then you click on create. So when you click on create button, it will open a tutorial. It says how can you actually create your own QR code. So there is another deck. You just have to go through it. There are first few slides which gives an introduction. Then there is a series of steps, step 1, step 2, step 3. You just have to follow the instructions exactly as given here. So after step 1, we have to go to step 2 and then come to step 3. It says go to this particular website, GUI.ai, and then click here, do that, do this. Okay. So okay, what happened to my mouse? It's not responding. So let me see. Oh, suddenly stopped responding. It's not scrolling down for some reason. Okay, basically, this is a set of instructions that you see here, and you skim through this, and you will be able to pretty much. I think it's working now. Let me see. Yeah. It's working now. I think for some reason it got stuck. So there is a series of steps you just have to follow. And if you follow these instructions, you'll be able to create QR code. Last time you were able to create simple QR codes. This time you're able to also create artistic QR codes, which have actually different things inside them. It looks artistic. For example, this looks like a burger or a sandwich or whatever. Okay, so this is what it is. And so let me close this. Um, Let me close this. Okay, now click the share button. And it says, how do you share your digital creation with your mentor? Okay, so make sure that you keep sharing whatever skill you acquire, keep sharing those things with your mentor so that the mentor is aware of what you're doing. They can offer you tips, suggestions, inputs, guidance on how you can improve your creation. They can probably even tell you how this particular skill can be used in your digital product or AI product. So they can give you, so you need to engage with your mentor. If you don't engage with your mentor, they will probably not offer you anything and you will not gain something. Okay, so make sure to share the links or the viewable links, or if you're not able to get the viewable links, at least take a screenshot or take a image or record a small video and share it with your mentor. Okay, if it is a mobile app, download the APK file. And if it is a 3D model, you could download the STL file and share the creation. So this is how you need to, the three-step process of acquiring a skill. Okay, so this is how it is. QR code, there are three buttons. Some have even four buttons. I'll show you some of the cases. So this is a data input form. This is a second tool. Okay. Again, how are we doing on time? It's almost 3:45. I have few more slides only. I'll skim through these slides. So data input form is something similar. You can gather data and store them. You can text to image generation is another AI tool that we have introduced this year. This is a new skill that we didn't have earlier. You just describe the text in a few words and it will generate an image. For example, for this, I gave them I just typed the text saying that I want to generate an image of a futuristic city where there are flying cars. Okay, and they generated this image. So you can do likewise. So I can everywhere learn, create, share, LCS. That's a formula for you. Okay, create a photo collage using AI, compose music using AI. So there are different tools. For everything, there are different tools. For music, we have given you create A and create B. One is using Suno.ai and another is using AIVA.ai. There are two tools we are offering you here. So that's why you see 4 steps. But you can decide to do either in Suno or with AIVA, whichever is comfortable for you. At least you have to learn one AI skill in each of these categories. Okay, you can create a blog article or a blog post using blogger.com and some other tool which you can use for creating an article or generating an article or fixing grammar. You can use grammarly.com to fix the grammar in your text and then add it to the blog post. You can use gamma.ai to create presentation decks. I'm sure many of you have tried this last year also. You can author an ebook. Earlier you used Canva. This year we have introduced you some new tools as well. Check them out. Animation. Animaker is a tool that we use. Earlier, we used to teach you how to create an animation step by step. Now you just have to describe what kind of animation you want in just a few words, and the animation is ready. Boom. It's so simple. You can create a comic strip. Last year, you used Pixton as a tool. This year, we are having a new tool called Hugging Face or something. Okay, so check them out. Our Tinker Champs have created many of these articles, and you can. So it's basically this boot camp is becoming more by the students and for the students. So students are creating content and offering it for more students who are enrolling every year for this boot camp. Create a computer game. Again, you don't have to struggle creating a computer game with MIT Scratch like earlier. You just describe what you want, and the game is ready in a minute. Okay, 3D model. I already told you how simple it is to create a 3D model. A virtual tour. You want to have a 360-degree panoramic view of something. It's again so simple. Just type the text of what you want to see and you get a virtual tour. And you can view it even in virtual reality headsets. And you just turn around and the whole image also rotates along with you. It's super amazing. This can even be used by teachers even in social science or social studies kind of subjects. It's so amazing. If you want to show some historical places, using this virtual tour is super helpful. You can create a podcast as well. You can create a website. Last year, we introduced you Google Sites. This year, we are using, we would like you to learn Wix ADT. Okay. Using the Wix, it's basically an artificial intelligence tool within Wix, which allows you just have to describe what the website should be, and it'll automatically create the website contents, the pages. It'll create some dummy content, and you just have to customize it later on. That's all. It's so simple. Your website pages, everything will be ready in an instant. Mobile app, I told you about flutterflow.io. You can use that to create a mobile app. You can even build Arduino circuits. You can actually go to ChatGPT, ask a few questions, and it will tell you what components are needed to build a circuit. And you take that information, come to Arduino, and build the circuit instantly. So simple. Converse with ChatGPT. We had this skill last year. You can use that skill this time also. You can use landbot.io. You can build a chatbot again. Okay, and again, you just have to describe what the chatbot should do, and it will automatically create the chatbot. You don't have to drag and drop every single component in the chatbot like how you used to do earlier. There's no need for any of those. The tool will automatically create the chatbot in an instant for you. That's so simple. And then you can go and customize it further. Put your own content, put your own questions, put your own answers. You can do all of that later on. Voice assistant. This is a tool which where we use Amazon skill blueprints. You can once you use this tool, you can actually experience the voice assistant using your Alexa app or using the Amazon Echo devices as well. So many of you must be familiar with the Alexa, right? So if you say Alexa, what is the cricket score between India and Pakistan, it will tell you immediately, right? So something like that, you can put your own questions, you can put your own answers, or you can create your own quiz. So this is also part of natural language processing. So we have three tutorials within that: Create A, B, and C. Create A will allow you to use the Amazon skill blueprints, but skill B and C actually introduce you to two tools, which wherein you can convert text to speech and speech to text. So if you type some text, it will automatically be converted into a audio file, which you can hear, and you can change the voice also, whether it should be Indian English, US English, British English, whether it should be male voice, female voice, all of that, whether it should be fast-paced, slow-paced voice, all of that you can change. And if you give an audio file, it can convert it back to text also. That is also another thing you can do. So you'll have a lot of fun playing with these tools. So I've covered all these 20 tools now. I have only 2, 3 slides left, and I'll quickly give you the most important thing why you need to acquire all these skills. I'll tell you now how you can build a digital product or AI developed product. Okay, the last few slides, so please bear with me. Okay, how are we doing on time? It's almost 3:50. By another 5 minutes, we should be done. Okay. So if you have some pen and paper, make few notes. What are you going to actually do with your AI skills? Maybe you enjoyed learning about AI. All of that is great. But is a skill useful if you just have the skill and don't do anything with it? What use is the skill? Of course, you can always, if you know a certain skill, using a certain AI tool, you can express yourself creatively, you can have some fun, you can play around, you can impress people, all of that you can do definitely. And you'll also gain in confidence saying that, okay, I know now AI technologies, I know what exactly is AI and things like that. All of this is fun. Definitely, that's the first step. Okay. So gaining in confidence is one of the most important things. But once you have reached that stage, then there is also another element that you need to do, because in this bootcamp, this is an entrepreneurship bootcamp where we want you to take the skills and put it to some practical use. We want you to take up a social cause and address a social cause with the skills in AI tools. Okay, and build a solution or a product or a service that you can actually offer it to you people, and who can use it and they can benefit from it, and they should kindly come back and thank you for it. So use AI tools to build digital products or AI enabled products. That's exactly what you want to what we want you to do. So you can become change makers. You can use AI to do something better, something useful, valuable to people that will help their lives. Okay, that is exactly what we want you to do. So if you're wondering what use are my skills, now the next question is, okay, you're saying that, okay, I need to build a product or something. Okay, but where do I start? How do I know what product I should build? Where do I start? I'm confused. Okay, so this is where you could say, I would say there are two approaches you can take. One simple approach is the approach number 2. That is actually simpler approach. Start acquiring a few skills. And once you know some of the skills, once you know some of the tools, Then once you start gaining the confidence, then start figuring out, okay, what can I do with these kind of skills? Because if you don't have any skills, your idea, what you can think will also be limited. But once you know what is possible with these tools, your mind will enlarge and it will tell you, okay, can I build this? Can I do this? Can I do that? So you'll start getting ideas. The ideas will start popping out of your head. And then you can start hooking up some product idea and maybe take up some social cause and build a product or a solution or a project to address that with the kind of skills that you already have. That is one approach. The second approach, which I say approach one, is first start thinking about it. Okay, even now, though you're acquiring the skills, don't worry too much about the kind of skills that you're acquiring. Start thinking about a social need or challenge that you're passionate about. Okay, you need to be very clear what drives you, what you really care about. Okay, maybe you can around yourself or in your neighborhood or in your school identify some problem or a need which is unmet, which nobody has solved it, and the problem is there every day. You can see that problem, and then come up with a product idea, and then acquire the skills that are necessary to build that product. Or you can also look at some of the sustainable development goals, the SDGs. If you're not familiar, click this link and you will be taken to a United Nations website where you can see the 17 sustainable development goal areas, which includes hunger, poverty, education, healthcare, lots of areas. 17 areas are there. You go and pick up what you really care about, what really interests you, pick that area, and then come out with each of those 17 areas, identify a need or a problem that needs to be addressed in this world. Okay. From there also you can come up with some product idea and then acquire the necessary skills to build your product. That's what I would say. I leave it to you whether you want to use approach one or approach two. Either one of them is fine. Okay. And now what kind of AI products can you build? So we would say there are two types of AI products. If you see the kind of skills that you're acquiring in session 5, you'll be able to build AI developed products. What I mean by AI developed products, these are products in which you are going to use AI technologies during its development phase. That is, for building the product, you're using AI tools and technologies. Okay, for example, you use AI to design the mobile app screens, or you build some music and things like that. And once the product is built, the product is a digital product. It may not have necessarily any AI features in it. End users will not be able to use any AI features, but you have built a digital product that can be sold. Okay, or that can create some value to people. It can actually address a social cause and all the rest of it. So you can build an AI developed product. If you go through this 20 skills in session 5, you'll be able to build an AI developed product. This is one thing you can do. This is ideal for beginners who are completely new to AI, who don't understand the AI capabilities. This is a simpler approach to take. Just build an AI developed product to address a social cause and create a social impact. Okay. And AI enabled product. This is a product in which you may use AI during its development phase, but also AI is part and parcel of the product, and it becomes a feature of the product or a functionality of the product, and that feature or functionality is available for end users to use as well. Okay, so if you're building a voice assistant, or if you're building something like a ChatGPT, the end user of your product can also interact with that product and maybe type some text or speak in some voice, and it will respond back. So maybe it uses natural language processing abilities, and it has AI abilities, AI capabilities built into that product. This is what I call as AI enabled product. So if you go through the skills that are covered in session 6, you'll be able to build products like these. Okay. And this is ideal for students who have already some knowledge or skills in building or programming skills in, let's say, JavaScript or HTML or Python programming and things like that, or they have some experience in using the tinkering resources in the ATL. Even if you don't have, you can still work on it. It's not difficult. But I would say AI developed products are easier, simpler. At the same time, they have their limitations. AI-enabled products are definitely gives you more capabilities to the end users also to use AI, but it requires slightly more skills to use. So depending on where you are currently, you can choose to build either of them or a combination of them as well. I'll give you three examples. These are products built by our Tinker champs. The first is by a student by name Rupesh Jha. He's from ML Khanna DAV Public School in Dwarka, Delhi. Last year, he attended the Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp, and he has built this product called RAG Lab, he and his team members. It's basically a AI-enabled product that addresses the learning needs and challenges of school students. It is an AI-enabled product. It has its own integrated chatbot kind of interface, and it has features something like a quiz generator, a personalized study coach, and career path generator. All of these use Google Gemini APIs, and so it's full of rich with AI capabilities. Okay, it's an AI-enabled product. So next week, on 30th of June, we are going to have a masterclass, a product masterclass, in which Rupesh and a few other Tinker champs are going to come and present these products in more detail. So what I've given you is a sneak peek of what is to come in the coming days. So if you want to understand how these students have built these kind of products and get some inspiration from it, and you can also learn how to build similar products. Okay, this is one example. Second example is another product by name, it's called Mindwell Hub. This is by student Shlok Chauhan and team from Gujarat. They have built a product, a web-based product which is catering to the mental health and well-being of teenagers and young adults. They again have a lot of AI and non-AI features in this product, including some chatbots and things like that. That makes it very interesting for end users to interact and use the AI features in it. Okay. And the third example is a product by name Quaish. This is again addressing another social need, which is to address the education needs of mentally challenged children. This was developed by a student named Jaya Malhotra from Air Force School Jalhalli in Bangalore. And she was also one of the Tinkerpreneur topper in 2022 or 23. And she has built this product. And again, it has lots of AI features, games, ebooks, podcasts, all sorts of things. She even sells merchandise on a product to generate money. So it's very interesting product that she has built. So now we have covered a lot of things. Okay, now you might have some questions like how many skills should I acquire? I would say acquire as many skills as you can. It's only your bandwidth is probably your constraint, right? So each skill will take you not more than like 15-20 minutes at the initial stage. If you want to customize further, of course, it will take you more time. But if you want to just try out the tool, 15-20 minutes is good enough. So acquire as many skills as possible. Focus on AI skilling first, AI tools first. And if you want to learn any other tools, you can always do that. Okay, some of the skills have more than one suggested tool. Should I explore them all? Again, start with AI first. Okay. And should I submit my digital creations on the Tinkerpreneur portal? No, there is no option for you to submit the creations on the Tinkerpreneur portal, but we would encourage you to share your creations with your mentor and seek their feedback, suggestions, appreciation, all of these. Okay. And finally, when you're going to submit the pitch deck and pitch video at the end of the bootcamp, you can include a link to all your creations. You can put them in a Google Drive and put the link in your pitch deck probably at the end of it. Okay, and what time frame? How much time do I get to acquire all these skills in AI tools? You can go and acquire all the way till the end of the bootcamp, but I would say spend the next 1 week or so. Don't try to acquire every single skill if that doesn't add value. At least acquire some 7 to 8 skills which you can use to build a product, useful product. Okay, minimum. If you can acquire all 20 skills, great. But at least attempt 7 to 8 skills to start with, and then figure out, okay, if I acquire this skill, will it add value to my product? Then go and acquire that particular skill. So you'll have to be selective in choosing. Otherwise, don't get overwhelmed because there are so many tools. Doesn't really take much effort. I will tell you all 20 skills can be acquired in just under a week. It doesn't take much effort. But before you begin, one very, very important, this is the last slide. Okay, one very, very important, a few important things to keep in mind. So AI technology, as you may be aware, is AI tools and technologies are not perfect. They can make mistakes. So you need to use discretion in their usage. Okay. And some of these tools generate artifacts that are not complete. As I told you, some of them can only generate templates or skeletons. You also need to customize it further. So you need to be aware of that. And the most important thing you need to be aware of is AI tools have both free versions and paid versions. And some of the features are available in free versions and some features will not be available in free versions. And usage of the free features is also limited to something called as free credits. Many of these tools have something called as free credits. They will have some, as soon as you create a new account, you will have some fixed number of credits. And every time you use some AI feature, the credit starts dropping. And as it reaches zero, you will not be able to use some feature or the entire tool itself. So make sure that you use these tools wisely. And if you run out of credits, you always have the option of creating another account with another email ID and exploring it further. Okay, so again, these are some certain challenges or disadvantages of using free tools. We don't want you to buy a paid license right now. Explore things with the free tools, and if you think it adds value, if you can always talk to your teachers, schools, or parents, and if they agree, then maybe you can go for a paid license. It's up to you to decide that, probably after the boot camp. But right now, just get a broad understanding of the different AI tools that are available. Okay, we don't expect you to buy anything, pay anything for any of the tools that we are going to use in this bootcamp. Okay, and we have provided you detailed tutorials with step-by-step instructions for both AI and non-AI tools, and you can explore as many tools as you can, but we encourage you to explore the AI tools first. Okay, and some of these tools are also constantly undergoing changes. Sometimes you find that what is in the tutorial is not necessarily the same step that is in the screen on your live tool. So that can happen because these tools are always undergoing changes. We have made our best effort to make sure that the tutorials are as close to the reality as possible. We have created most of these tutorials in the last 1 month, so they have the most latest information, but you can never know because some tools can change. The developers of those tools keep changing some things. The button which is on the left side has come to the right side, or the button has been changed, or the layout has been changed. So use common sense or ask your teacher or mentor for help if you get stuck, and you can always make progress. If you still have some questions, you can always write to the email ID aitinkerpreneur@gmail.com. Okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted to cover today, and I hope you got a fair picture of what to do starting from today, how to start your AI skilling journey, and what skills are available, how to go about the three-step process. Okay, learn, create, and share. You'll have to follow the same 3 steps for every skill that you acquire. So thank you very much for listening patiently, and over to you, Shubham.
Yeah, thank you, sir. You can unshare your screen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. The students are really pumped up by seeing that now they have like handful of tools, 20 odd tools to start through playing around
Right.
and start making their own product and project. They have already started putting in the chat what they are gonna do
Uh-huh.
this year, Tinkerpreneur, what kind of
Oh,
project they are seeking towards.
awesome.
Yeah, one or two questions, sir,
Okay.
and these are very important ones,
Uh-huh.
given the context of this topic. Is
Okay.
let me just open my diary. Uh,
Sure.
yeah, yeah. So so one question is how important is or how we can decide the collaboration in AI product development? Means what role can different team members play? Because this is more towards tech thing. Will everybody would be the techie or how they would be? Yeah,
Okay, yeah, it's a very good question, but not necessarily. Not everybody has to be a techie. Of course, see, if you see the way this bootcamp has been designed, during the duration of the bootcamp, every individual can individually register, acquire all the skills. I think, Shubham, you have already mentioned this earlier also,
yeah,
that this year we are making it possible for everybody to individually register. There's no confusion of team login and things like that. Everybody gets to acquire the skills. After that, within your team, you can form a team, and if you want to build a product as a team, then you can figure out your roles and responsibilities. For example, somebody who loves AI, if all of you are techies, maybe each of you can build different features of the same product. At the same time, there are also other roles and responsibilities to be taken up. Somebody who has to understand the social cause or need that has to be addressed. Because if the problem statement is not understood, what use is your product? If you just have tech, and no, it doesn't solve any problem, it doesn't provide any benefits to the users, it's of little use, right? So it should not be just a tech product, but a tech product which actually addresses a need, addresses a social cause, and actually delivers something which is meaningful and value adding to the customers. And as you go through the rest of the journey in this bootcamp, you'll also learn many other things like business modeling, marketing, selling, pitching, campaigning, starting an online business. So you need to figure out within your team who is going to play which of these roles. Okay, some may be good in selling and marketing, some may be good in technical things, some may be good in understanding the problems, getting clarity on the problems. So figure out within your own team who is best suited to do what. Or if everybody wants to do everything, it'll always be chaotic, but at least set some clear roles and responsibilities. And use tools like Asana. Asana.com is another very nice tool. It also has some AI features. Use that tool for your project management. It allows you to create roles and responsibilities, and you can assign tasks to the individual team members and assign dates, start dates, and finish dates. And the tool also sends emails, reminders, and things like that. It has both a web and a mobile-based versions. So use Asana.com. There are also many other tools, but you can use this for your project management. Yeah.
Another question is the last question as well. Means students know about what AI ethics are. They got to learn in one of the previous session as well. But the question here is what common mistakes we should avoid as a student when trying to integrate AI into their product ideas.
Okay, common mistakes in terms of ethics?
Not really. Means the question is what common mistakes we should be avoiding while trying to integrate AI into the product. So I don't know whether it is regarding the technical thing or the ethics thing. You can cover it in your own way. Yeah.
Sure. All right. Yeah, if it is about ethics, then I would say that first of all, be clear about whether the product that you're building is going to do something useful thing, good or bad. Make sure that you don't do any bad things with the product. It shouldn't harm anybody. It shouldn't cause any trouble to somebody. Make sure that your product really adds some positive value. So make sure that it is positive. And so any ethic, so question yourself, would you like to use this product yourself? And if the answer is no, please don't build such a product. Because AI is a double-edged sword. It can be used for both good and bad. So make sure that what you build is of value and it positively impacts people. So when we say creating social impact, it means creating positive social impact. Never create something which is negative or harmful to people. So that is one thing to keep in mind. That's a simple common sense. It goes back to we know what is good and bad at our heart, right? So you need to be able to clearly make out what is good or bad. Okay, if you have doubts, if something is a borderline thing, you can always discuss with your teachers or mentors and get some help. That is on the ethics side. But what are some of the common mistakes that students can build in using AI? I would say, again, don't make it sound like a tech product. For the end user or the customer or the whoever it is, who are the beneficiary of your product, they want to solve their problems. For them, AI is for you, AI is all important. For them, it's solving the problem is important. So the common mistake people do is build the product like a technical thing. Okay, technical feature. So it shouldn't be a technical feature, rather it should be a tool for the end user to use and benefit from it. For them, they don't really care whether you have used AI or not. As long as they can accomplish or solve the problem or accomplish their job, that's all the customers or end users care. So make sure that you're aligned. Even the names of the features that you have used, don't call it as chatbot feature. Don't call it as AI feature. Rather, express it in terms that is meaningful to the end users or customers. What is a chatbot supposed to give the customer? You should talk about that feature rather than chatbot as a feature. If you make chatbot as a feature, it sounds more technological stuff. For you, technology is important to build the product, but for the end customer, all they care is about the use and value the product brings. So I hope that is clear.
Yeah, wonderful answer, sir. First of all, a big thank you for taking up this session. And students, teachers, mentors, we really hope that this is where you can really start now thinking on what project or the product you would be working upon, be it AI enabled project or be it AI supported project. So it's up to you what you are gonna choose. Sir has categorically presented what you can do with AI product and the AI enabled product. Wait for also the session number 6, which is scheduled on Thursday. You will get more clarity. And since this is a beginner level session number 5, more on the AI based project, here in session number 6, you will learn to get the advanced skills. Okay, how you can integrate the real AI into your projects. So stay tuned for that session as well. And from this week onwards, from Thursday onwards, we really expect you to now start thinking about the project or the product you are gonna submitting in the Tinkerpreneur, because from the next week onwards, we will be soon transitioning into the entrepreneurship skills, which is mainly towards after you have thought out your product. So while you still have time to undergo each of these skills till 15th July, but from 16th July onwards, the real submission begins. Another 2 to 3 weeks, you will get to submit the projects, but we expect you to utilize this time in the bestest possible manner. Start thinking about your project, connect with your mentor. We have a mentor pool completely available at your disposal, state wise and language preference wise on the portal itself. You can click on that PDF and can email to your mentor whatever the doubt regarding your project or regarding any kind of the direction you want to be. And we also have a dedicated helpline, aitinkerpreneur@gmail.com, where you can put in the program level doubts if you have any. And Sir has also stated till 15th July, everybody as a participant will undergo individual scaling. But don't worry about the submission. You can have submission either as an individual or as a team. You will have both the options of submission of the project. It's only about the skilling. We want you to have your own individual journey, because since some of you are on summer vacation, some of the schools are open, we don't want to create those gaps. So please do the skilling as per your perusal. But while submission, you have the liberty to choose the individual submission as well as the team submission. And since this is a YouTube session, we also want you to leverage this session as much as possible after the school time, evening time, dinner time, anytime. The session will be available on YouTube. Whenever you click on the portal on the session number 5, it will redirect to you to the YouTube session, which we have held just today. Thank you, sir. We stop here and we'll end the session for
Sure.
today. Stay tuned for
Yeah.
Thursday's session. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Shubham. Thank you.